Hi and welcome again to the RGL Forza Championships. You're here with Zulu and Eskimo commentating race 6 from round 3 of the Mini Cooper Challenge. Once again we're doing the Ladera short track reverse layout, and it's the reverse grid time. So we've had race 5 and the lobby points have decided who will start at the front, which Eskimo will cover off in a moment. So yeah, just a little bit about the last race. We sort of had a bit of a breakout as far as cleanliness of driving. There's only the one mistake by variable bit rate, but otherwise there was a lot of passing, a lot of good solid clean racing, so that was excellent to see. And once again we had Blogsy 360 taking out the win. So over to Eskimo, who'll cover up on the grid positions.
Thank you very much, Zulu. As previously mentioned, this race is reversed from the finishing positions or lobby points of the last race. So as you can see, variable bitrate up front there, a bit of an opportunity for him to get a win or so under his belt. Ollie 9394, CDS Zach, Rob all up the front as well. Relentless in 5th after a, I suppose you could say, bungled pit stop. Put him down a few places in the last race. Eskimo Semi Joe 6th, Zulu 7th with Blogsy 360 in 8th. So another start here, hopefully a repeat of clean driving from the first race will be seen. Oh, bit of a tap there by Zach on Ollie, I think it was. Nothing too much came of it though, just a bit of a slide there by Ollie, but Relentless has taken advantage of this and climbed right up onto the back of... Oh, and Zach's gone up the inside of both of them. Oh, he hasn't quite gotten past Ollie there, but he's made hay while the sun shines, I'd certainly say that. So Zach's now jumped up ahead of Relentless again. Yeah, Rob has tapped Relentless there, put him into a bit of a slide, but nothing too bad come out of it, I'd say. Here's Blogsy got the inside of... Oh, he's tapped the inside of Eskimo there. I think Eskimo may have gotten away with it. Yes, he has, but Blogsy's put himself into the wall, it would seem, which was a bit of a shame. He was doing well as Ollie runs a bit wide and carelessly comes back on and taps Zach, I'd say, but it's all looking relatively smooth so far, I'd say.
Yeah, so the guys are just getting a feel. Obviously the second race reverse grid always creates a bit of drama because you've got some slower guys at the front. And oh, that is huge, a big moment there. We'd have to go back and hopefully we can get a replay, maybe not, because this racing's just going to keep on producing the drama. But it looks like Rob 360 has really gone for a hard dive on the inside, tapped Zulu and created a chain reaction, and the Mini-Me racing team have both been spun out. So that's dropped them all the way back to 6th, 7th and 8th respectively. Looks like Rob's disappeared into the pit, and that's not within the pit window, so that's an interesting move. I don't think there was any damage out of that would warrant needing to go into the pit.
Perhaps just a strategy error there, trying to get in while the situation suits, but out front, variable bitrate cruising around rather happily by himself. He's got a bit of a gap between himself and the next car in the queue, so a bit of a new opportunity for him. He hasn't led too many laps of the mini series this year, so quite happy out there. As you can see in the foreground, there was Rob going through, coming up to be lapped, I'd say, because he's a fair way down. Just behind, a bit of an understeery moment there. He's locked some wheels going into the dipper. I think he's gotten away with it, so he's alright. There's CDS Zach closing down on him, though he will have made some ground from that mistake by variable bitrate. And just behind him you can see Eskimo having a clean race with Relentless right on his tail, though. Not going to go for a move through there. Eskimo's dived into the pit, so he's obviously decided for a bit of a change of strategy there.
Yeah, I think he might be hoping for a bit of clear track there. Obviously, even though he was in front of Relentless, just having that pressure off can enable you to do faster laps. And variable bitrate still struggling with the Mini here, and Zach's gone for a bit of an ambitious dive there. Luckily, bitrate didn't suffer from that, but he's really going to have to try and get some clean laps in, or these guys are going to swamp him. So obviously had a decent lead. He's lost that just through those errors going into the dipper. Again, it is a tricky part of the circuit, and I'm pretty sure that bitrate didn't have that much practice leading up to this round. whatever reason couldn't get out on track and sort of nail down some laps. So okay, so CDS Zach and Relentless must have pitted because dropped away from bit rate. So we go back into the middle of the field here with Eskimo. He's obviously pitted, and I would say Blogsy has as well, not too sure yet. And oh, here we go, they're filtering in now, so this is actually racing for position. We've got Relentless here, who's managed to jump Eskimo, and CDS Zach has actually dropped back a couple of spots with Blogsy, making up some ground after a poor start when he collected his teammate at the last turn. So coming through the S's here, we're on lap 7 of 11, so we're getting close to the pit window ending. The people left to pit, I believe, would be Zulu. Not sure if there's anyone else left to go. So here we go, Eskimo making a move here, and he's made it stick. That looked like it was going to go way too hot there. Thought he was destined for the wall, but he's managed to do that. It seems to be his favourite place to make a move. So that is brilliant driving there. So that's for the currently for the lead at this stage, depending on where variable bitrate rocks out when he comes out of the pit lane.
It's a very solid move there by Eskimo, as you see. Variable bitrate just making his compulsory pit stop, so we'll have to keep an eye on where he comes out, because as far as I believe he's the last person to pit. Here comes the rest of the field, and yeah, he's been absolutely swamped. That's put him back at least into 5th. So the Spaz Racing Mini suffering a little there at his pit strategy, but 5th place is still not too bad, so he'll continue to circulate and hopefully pick up a few more places if he can. Looks like we're on board with Zulu at the moment, just getting a bit of understeer going through turn 1 there. Looks like he's fairly well out by himself, so he's got clean air to circulate, lay down some solid quick laps to pull gaps back to anyone he needs to. Yep, smooth driving through the dipper there. And I don't believe he's made his pit stop yet, so if he's by himself that would probably be the likely case. So it looks like he's put in a few solid laps to get a bit of a gap. Yep, there he goes into the pits very quickly, I might add, but everything being pulled up alright. So this is the last of the pit stops, so we'll just see where Zulu filters out. Should see the field coming around the last corner any minute. This could be tight when they do come out at this rate. And there's the cars there, still trundling down the pit lane. This will be close. And he's back to 3rd. He's held in 3rd, but here comes Blogsy with plenty of race pace, and Zulu has come out on cold tyres as well, meaning he'll be at a disadvantage for probably the next half or 3/4 of a lap.
Okay, we've got a bit of a replay here. So just watching a bit of racing here. So Relentless, he's gone to defend his line. It's very borderline there because he did move back to go back on the racing line. So and Blogsy's tapped him around, so that'll explain why Relentless has dropped well out of the position. So obviously maybe a little bit of heat out of that first incident with the blocking. And here we've got Blogsy. He's managed to jump into 3rd now. Zulu's obviously had a bad exit out of the dipper and through the S's, so we've just got 1 lap to go. And I believe that car 23, Blogsy, is under investigation by the stewards after that tap around on Relentless, so obviously a little bit hot under the collar after that blocking incident. And we're going into the final lap here, and we've got Eskimo, who's managed to do a really solid race here. It's just almost what you could say flawless, having a little bit of a moment in turn 1 on lap 1 with his teammate, but it hasn't suffered. So here he comes into the final turn here, and he will notch up his second win of the season, sorry. And CDS Zach's done well to keep 2nd, Blogsy 3rd, Zulu 4th. Bitrate and Rob and Relentless come through in 5th, 6th and 7th, leaving Ollie as the 8th place. So great race, great round all over. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you at the GT3s.